Hello guys, good evening. Welcome back here again. I just did two videos, the Twitter recap from basically from people that I follow on Twitter, just to see what they have to say. And then I did, a broad overview of gold, also measured against some of the bigger indexes and other factors in the, like global debt, like inflation and all that, just released on YouTube as well. Check it out, definitely. Again, if you like the content, please give me that thumbs up and follow me on YouTube, but also on Twitter. Follow me there if you are on Twitter. And most importantly, again, SOXX, that's the more detailed stuff. And where we get the entries in the individual stocks that we follow. So yeah, check it out, guys. I think you'll like it. I hope you will. Platinum here, same thing as I just did on gold. We will look at platinum also measured against a lot of other stuff here. So first off, we have platinum by itself in the USD. In my opinion here, again, really playing with that golden double rail here. We have this, in my opinion, inverted head and shoulders, and I think this is the last pullback before we go higher. Friday was sick, and I do think, to be honest, that we now have, again, 1, 2, 3 lows. This is like an exhaustion move to the downside, and I think we are in for a move up here. Again, it's very, going against the herd here, I would say, but the overall monthly chart here for platinum screams that we are into support now, and we're about to turn higher. Again, breaking roughly anywhere between 1,070 to 1100s. That's when this pattern triggers to roughly 2,500. That's the first target. Overall, I do think we're on the route to the triangle high here at 2,200 and change, and then we shall see here. But first and foremost, we need to break that $1,100 for platinum. If you look at the miners, PLG, again, we bought PLG big time at 1.22. And then again, we had an entry, I think, at 1.4 something, if I remember correctly. It has done very well. I think it is sniffing out that platinum is about to go higher. And hopefully we are correct on that call. PGE as well. We were also really bullish on that. ELR is also one of them. But platinum here still winding up, in my opinion. And we get the confirmation above 1100. 1100 is the big one here. Measuring here, this is platinum divided by gold, a very, very difficult chart. Nothing, there's no real thing to it, at least not the way that I do it. Potentially massive double bottom here. I do think we are in for a move here. How high is anyone's guess, in my opinion. I don't know, but we do have like a sort of like a squeeze coming in here. So we could potentially see that squeeze here where we kind of go up to the, the big ratio here at 0.7 before any decent resistance in the ratio. Also, typically, again, if we see platinum break out of 1100, again, I think it will start to outperform gold. Gold will do well. Don't get me wrong here, but platinum, I think, could be a better play. But you need exposure to gold. Don't forget about gold. Platinum here divided by inflation. Again, huge, big fractal here coming in here for the ratio. In my opinion, we are definitely in a somewhat well-defined ratio here of this overall setup. Excuse me. I do think that this is pointing to that we are at some point in time breaking out. It just, the route can be a bit difficult, but I think inflation will remain high. But when we break, platinum should easily outperform that, giving on this ratio here. So again, it could take, a month. It could take like a year, depending on how fast it goes. But this is definitely a very, very bullish setup. And when it triggers, it's the real deal, in my opinion. We had a false breakout here. So, but I don't think the next one here will be a false breakout, in my opinion. Platinum divided by the SPX. Again, a very messy chart. No clear signs here other than that the SPX is definitely outperforming. We are seeing a lot more volatility though, and we are seeing some bullish divergence there with lower lows on the chart and higher lows on the RSI. But again, other than that, the SPX is still in the driving seat, I think. Maybe the best way to maybe chart this very quickly will be something like this. You can see that's probably something to look for. At least this trend line here is very well defined. That's probably the one to look for. A break there, and you have at least platinum going in for some outperformings, hoping a major higher high, then we pull back for the major lower low, and then you have your uptrend in motion there. But definitely the SPX has been the better play for 10 years, 15 years. That's for sure. The same goes basically for the NASDAQ. Same kind of thing here. The NASDAQ has outperformed heavily in the last 15 years by, basically 20x or so. The NASDAQ has been truly an amazing investment. No questions there. Platinum divided by the Dixie. Same thing here again. We have this overall bigger setup there. The March 2020 madness here. Look at how well defined it is actually with the wicks over there. 1, 2, 3, I think we'll break up the fourth, getting above roughly 12 in this ratio. So anywhere between 11 and 12 in the ratio here, hugely in favor of platinum finally, outperforming the dollar index, which is good. By the way, gold and silver right now is outperforming the dollar index. So hopefully we get a break here and we start to move in favor of platinum. So you can see platinum here is actually lagging gold, especially gold, but also silver to some degree. Here we have platinum in world currency units. We have this weird double rail here going back. It's only 10, 13 years worth of data. And here you actually have this again, this triple bottom, inverted head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. So when we break above here, meaning platinum measured in most currencies in this basket here that we have in the WCU, finally platinum will be on the move again here. You can actually call it maybe 1, 2, 3, and we break on the fourth here. Again, very messy, but overall we are, within like a bullish structure here. So it should resolve to the upside at some point in time. But yeah, definitely platinum has been lagging gold. So yeah. Interesting chart here, by the way, with platinum measured in M2 money supply. You can actually see here the trend line going back to 2008. We have actually broken out and we are kind of retesting here right now. Basically gone sideways for 4 years, basically. And again, you could see that break right here, right now. A very, very important level in the ratio is roughly, I can't measure it here, but right here you have it. The lows here, the highs here, so getting above that trend line is hugely, hugely important. Also, you have some shorter term bottoming pattern going on here. That's the level to look for. We are now roughly 20% away from platinum to big time breakout against M2 money supply. Here we have platinum divided by the housing markets, the median house markets. Very, very difficult, chart to do in my opinion. The only thing that I can say is that we're kind of like squeezing up here maybe. Maybe there's an internal here, with that being the false breakout. But again, we need to see like a move here. If we start to see these highs, in my opinion, gets taken out, then you know that platinum is also a better place to be compared to the housing markets, at least for some time here. But again, very difficult to do. Maybe you can have like a lower side here, and then you can add in the upper here. Maybe that is the best. Yeah, maybe that's the best way to do it. Yeah, makes sense. I think this is how we will keep it. That's probably the best way. So when we break somewhere, out from here, it's game on for at least platinum to outperform the housing market. Platinum divided by the Bank of America. Very weird chart again. I think platinum here measured against most things looks very weird. Major high here in 2009. and then we have actually made this bull flag here. Well, I'm not calling it a bull flag, maybe like a channel, a downsloping channel here, big time. What I'm seeing here is basically a potential inverted head and shoulders in the making here, potentially. It could also be that you see, we get these three, impulses, and that's when it turns. So there are more things, that could potentially happen here. But you do know that the big go will be somewhere around here, especially breaking roughly the 40 level here in the ratio. Again, it's not a ratio that I use that much, but again, it's a good way to measure the metal against a big banking stock. So last but not least, we actually have platinum here against global debt, US debt. You can see we have, I want to remove the internal there, 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 here, and potentially we're about to break here, meaning that finally, we have platinum outperforming a major benchmark, which is the US debt. Gold has broken out. I think silver has broken out. And as I also mentioned in the previous video, I think the US debt goes up every 100 days or so by 1 trillion. Right now we are at, I think, something like that, 34.7 trillion, going up, big time. When we break, sorry, I just had to scare a cat away. Anyways, so you can see here basically when we break, if we break, platinum is going to outperform US debt, which is going up at a fast rate. Platinum doing more. Again, this is a 15-year long trend line breaking. So again, nothing, it will not do, go straight up. These are monthly candles. They'll take time, but definitely we are close to some sort of revolution here. A bit of a nasty monthly candle building up here, but still, I think overall at some point we'll break and platinum will do better than the US debt situation, which is spiraling out of control here. So yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thumbs up, all that good stuff. Twitter, follow me there. Substack if you want more details. Have a great day, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. Stay safe. Bye.